Let's talk about the Tony Moran and now the Danielle Harris situation. I don't think I've ever, in fact, I haven't made a video specifically about the Tony Moran issue from a few months ago. Um, I'm trying to keep that away from the channel, even though I'm doing one just now. I did talk about it briefly in a live stream that I've done, but that's the extent of the discussion that I've ever had about the Tony Moran situation. Now, for those of you who don't know, before we get into Danielle Harris, Tony Moran at his conventions spoke about people in a bad light, especially the Halloween fans. Jamie Lee Curtis, Deborah Hill, John Carpenter, Tyler Main. The list goes on, to be honest. And as far as I can see from the evidence that we saw, it's only since Tony Moran's became a little bit older and trying to maybe stay in the limelight, I don't know. But somebody done a 20-minute or so video just giving Tony Moran's worst bits without any context. Now, sometimes you don't need context to show the bad bits because it's just bad regardless of how you show it. And I'm not going to defend Tony Moran whatsoever. What he done was bad. There's nothing that you can do to defend what he done. He's basically talking shit about most Halloween fans. I don't know if he's lying about what happened between Deborah Hill and John Carpenter, etc., saying that John Carpenter beat Deborah Hill, the things they said about Jamie Lee Curtis. I don't know. It's nothing to do with me. I'm not going to comment on it. But what he did say was pretty bad. Now, looking at the video regarding Tony Moran, first of all, and again, I'm not defending him whatsoever. He's an older guy now. When you see him talking, it doesn't seem like he's all there. And it could be due to age, it could be due to whatever else, I don't know. But he needs help regardless. I think we all need help sometimes. But just I think it was yesterday or the day before, maybe yesterday, Danielle Harris done a live video on her Instagram, not defending Tony Moran, but trying to set the record straight regarding Tony Moran. She watched the video about Tony Moran, so she went over to him, not to confront him, but just to say, like, listen, what do you want to say? That kind of thing. It may have looked like she was on his side, but at the same time, I don't think she really was on his side. She did do another video after that, which I'll get into, but she basically done a video asking Tony just to chat about it, maybe to apologise, and he did kind of half-heartedly apologise, but you can still see the guy is not all there. He is an older guy. I'm not using his age as an excuse, but he's not the full shilling. And he's basically trying to either apologise or make excuses for what he done or what he said. And she posted that video on her Instagram. Now, my good friend Dave McRae, he done a reaction, not a reaction video, but he spoke about that video, saying that maybe Danielle Harris is defending Tony Moran. Dave is probably one of the most articulated guys that I've ever spoken to. So his video, he done it better than anyone ever could, to be honest, and done a really good video. But with that video that Dave McRae done, which I fully support, and everything that he said in it at the time I fully supported. And then Danielle Harris done another video on Instagram saying that someone showed her Dave McRae's video, and she doesn't disagree with what Dave McRae was saying. But she did want to explain herself a little bit more, saying that she's not defending Tony Moran. She just wanted to go up to him and find out what's happening. Why are people saying this about you? What about this video evidence that we saw? And she left out some of the major things about Tyler Main, Jamie Lee Curtis, etc. And I'm guessing that she's done that because it's not the place to do that, to be honest. And it's really not her place to say. And it's really down to Tony Moran to explain himself if he ever wants to. But when it comes down to it, Tony Moran is only really creating some buzz, creating some controversy. Now, with what happened with Tony Moran, and even now, and it's exploding just now, and this is something I really want to address, is online bullying. For those of you who have watched my channel for however long, I'm very against bullying. I'm against this wolf pack bullying as well. Now, Tony Moran, celebrity or not, if you see him as a celebrity, I don't know, he's in the public eye. He has feelings as well. I'm sure he knows other people have got feelings, and he's offended a lot of people, and those people have got the right to come forward. And again, I can't comment on that because he hasn't offended me, but people will be offended with what Tony Moran has done, and rightly so. They are offended and they've got their right to bite back. But I have seen online, and again, this has nothing to do with the people who were offended, but people have got this wolf pack mentality regardless of what somebody else has done, and they're really getting on at this guy. And again, I can't defend them, so they can go and do what they want. But one thing you have to remember is This guy is a human being. I think personally he's not all there. If he's reading all these comments and he's just so low, God knows what could happen after that. We all like to talk now and apologise later on. Please don't have to apologise for something that him or anyone else in the public eye have done, because you've seen it in the past. People ridicule celebrities online, and to the point where unfortunately they take their own lives, and then we all apologise, and then we'll say, oh, people shouldn't get onto them for that. You know, they might be dealing with things behind the scenes, because we don't know what Tony Moran or anybody else is dealing with behind the scenes, and it's too late. Let's not make it too late. You know, he's done a bad thing. The people that he's offended personally should come forward and speak to him about it. That's on them. He hasn't offended me. I'm a Halloween fan, and he calls Halloween fans idiots, etc. I don't take offence to that. You know, some people do, some people don't. But with the grand scheme of things, maybe you shouldn't take offence to some of the things that he said, because you know that he's either talking a lot of rubbish, trying to get controversial, or just wanting people to come to his panel and talk. He's an older gentleman. He's not all there. And he maybe just wants a little bit of money. He wants people to come and talk to him. I've said this loads of times in the video already. I'm not going to defend what he says. But maybe we, as people, as human beings, should maybe rise above him. All we're doing is doing what he's doing, if not worse. Why lower yourself to what he's done? He has to accept the fact that he's done it. He's been called out for it. Let it be now. When we go back to Danielle Harris, from the initial video, to me, it looks like she'd just gone over to talk to him to find out what's going on. As an actress herself, she obviously gets a lot of hate messages as well, and she's probably defended him in that aspect, that she's experienced stuff like that before, whether it's justified or not. She's experienced things like that in the past, so she's automatically clicked, not came to his aid, but maybe trying to find out things from his perspective. Maybe she hasn't found that from the video that she done later on, but she's tried to find out, you know, there's a good in everyone, and there's a good in Tony Moran as well. Looking back in Danielle Harris's past, she's been a massive advocate for people against bullying, and she's led campaigns against bullies as well. So she's probably automatically thought to herself, I don't want to see people getting bullied. Nobody wants to see people getting bullied. Tony Moran, for what he's done something bad, but he's also receiving hate mail. He's getting bullied online by the Wolfpack mentality. And it's not nice, regardless of who you are, because things can snap. Unfortunately, in the line of work that I do, I've seen the tail end of what can happen to someone who's been bullied. You don't want to do that, guys. You don't want to have that on your conscience. You don't want to go and say things about people that you maybe don't mean, or you don't even know them personally. For them to read that and do something drastic, that's on you. That's on me. That's on all of us. We don't want that on our conscience, regardless of what they do or say. We don't want that on our conscience, so please don't do it. I did like Danielle Harris's later video that she done just about 12 hours ago or so, that she's trying to explain herself like she's doing what we're doing. Like, she just wants to know exactly what's going through his head. Maybe give him a chance to apologise, but don't ridicule him for it for the rest of his life. You know, everyone makes mistakes. He has said a few things that are really bad, as up until recently, 2018, like Dave McRae said about the F word, about the gay community. It's not acceptable. Absolutely not. Should he be called out for it? 100%, 110%. I just don't want to see the sort of things that I've seen online by either party. You don't want to see that. These people shouldn't be bullied. Tony Moran shouldn't be bullied. However, I do agree that he should be called out for it. I don't disagree with that at all. And I don't mean just Tony Moran. I mean anyone who makes a mistake. They need to make amends for it. They need to apologise. Some things you can't apologise for because it's just too late. I think in Tony Moran, he's not all there. Give him a chance to explain himself. Give him a chance to apologise. And if he doesn't make it in the business anymore, if he doesn't get to go to the conventions anymore, that's on him. That's not on you. That's not on me. That's not on anyone else. That's on Tony Moran alone. I don't want to make a mountain out of a molehill, because there's not much to say other than what other people have said. I think Danielle Harris has really talked about it in the best way possible, because she's obviously one of the people who we all admire. So I'm glad that she came out with the first video just to get the ball rolling, and then the second video just to let herself, or let us know from her, that no, she's not in Tony Moran's corner. She just wants to find out the truth, find out what's happening, and do what she said. Maybe have a little sit down with Tony Moran or Tyler Main or anyone else who might have been involved in the original issue. Talk about it personally. And if you want, do a public apology, a public video or whatever. But we don't want to see, and again, this isn't just for Tony Moran, I don't want to see this wild wolf pack mentality of bullying, because it's just not nice. I've seen it online. I've defended people online in the past. Good YouTubers, I've defended them in the past for these wolf pack mentality bullies. It's not nice at all. And then when you do defend these people, when you do defend people who are being bullied, you have to expect that these wolf pack are going to attack you as well. And it's okay. If you're willing to defend people, you know what you're going to get. Danielle Harris maybe tried to defend Tony Moran in the bullying sense, and it's backfired on her, and she's brought out another video, rightfully so. But please don't bully people. Why? What do you get out of what you say about anyone? It's only going to come back to bite you or all of us in the bum if anything were ever to happen to that person. I've seen it before. I don't like it at all. It's not nice. It's not nice to witness. It's not nice to be a part of either. I can't ask you to do things for me. You have to do it for yourself. But at the end of the day, Tony Moran done something wrong. He said things wrong that he shouldn't have said. Has he apologised? Yeah, he did, but it wasn't a fantastic apology. But at the end of the day, he's a human being. I personally think he has problems. Let's get him help. Let's not ridicule him. Anyone else who acts like Tony Moran or does things in the future, call them out, but don't bully them. Get them help. Make sure they get help, and that's it. That's all I can say though. This video is about Danielle Harris and Tony Moran, but at the end of the day, we have to get together and try and do good in the world and not have that wolfpack bully mentality, because things only end for the worst. Anyway guys, you probably noticed that there wasn't an intro in this video because it wasn't really movie related. It was kind of dramatic, kind of sentimental type of video. So you can leave your comments down below guys if you've got any thoughts on the whole situation, and obviously I'd like to hear your thoughts, but let me know your thoughts on bullying, online bullying in general. I can't imagine anyone's going to comment down below and say I love bullying, because nobody loves it. But if you've got any experiences for yourself, if you've noticed anyone getting bullied or you've been bullied, leave your comments down below. I'm always here to talk to anyone who's been bullied, because I'm totally against it. I deal with it on a day-to-day basis. I deal with the effects of what happens in the most extreme, unfortunate situations of bullying. It's not nice. Just don't do it.